Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do a figure 8 bail weave right here. How to get it, keep it nice and tight. And I'm just going to be showing you on one wire. Tools we're going to need for this are going to be, flush cut pliers, chain nose pliers, jump ring mandrel or cylindrical object, wooden dowel, what have you. And right here I just got a piece of 16 gauge wire. It's about 6 inches long. I'm not going to be really making a pendant with it. I'll just be showing you how I do the figure 8 bail weave. Alright, so now what we're going to do is, we're going to take our wire and put it on our mandrel or cylindrical object, and we're going to just go ahead and wrap it around like such. Okay, and then come around the bottom and around like that. Okay, so this is what we're going for. Okay. Alright, so now for this I'm just going to straighten out these two ends right here, just to make it a little bit easier for me to hold. And this one. Okay, so got that. Now just going to place it back on the mandrel right here to make sure we didn't lose our circle. Okay. Now I'm going to take these two wires right here, which is going to be our bail, and we're just going to go ahead and separate them real quick. Okay, so you're just going to pull it out like that, and on this side you're going to do the same thing, pull it out, and I'm going to go a little bit wider. Okay, so there we have the start of our bail. Okay, I'm using, like I said, 16 gauge wire for the bail right here, and then be using 28 gauge wire for the weaving wire. I weave off of the roll because I find it easier that way. This method I'm going to show you does involve having to weave it off of the roll. Personally I find it's easier to do, and a lot easier to control your wire. So what I did was I cut about 5 feet of my 28 gauge. Okay, so now we're going to take this right here, and then I'm just going to tie this around the base right here just to close it off, just to help keep it, secure, so it's not trying to stay open on me the whole time. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go through here like such, and you're going to come down, thread your wire through. Okay, so you're going to come down and around, and then you're going to go through that one again. Okay, like that, and then alright, so now what we're going to do is just tighten that down a little bit. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go through this one, this loop right here. Okay, same motion. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So, and then we're going to go through one more time. And every now and again you might get a little hang up on your wire. It's no problem. We can always just, you know, untwist it. So it's just something to be watch out for. It happens. It's nothing detrimental or anything like that unless you let it become too much of a kink, and then your wire will you risk your wire breaking. Okay, so now we got the 2 wraps on this one, 2 wraps on this one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back through this first one. Okay, and again wrap it around and through. Okay, and then once you get your second wrap on there, you're going to go through this second one again, and just wrap twice. Okay. Alright, so now we're just going to continue this all the way through, and same pattern. Now with this right here, you don't have to do just 2. You can do 1 if you want. You can do 3. You can do 4, 5 wraps around each one. It's just up to you and your imagination. And then you know, however you want to do it. Okay, so I do these bail weaves from time to time on some of my pieces. I don't do them too often anymore. I really need to start doing them more because they are a pretty attractive bail, and you know, once you get them down to where they stay nice and tight, it's they make, like I said, they make for a really pretty bail. And okay, so we're starting to look, this is what we're starting to look like right here. Okay, so as you can see we got the figure 8 going right there. Okay, it's not a sorry about that, I'm trying to get the focus. Okay, so it's not that difficult of a weave, it's just getting it consistent. Alright, so now we're just going to continue this all the way around. Sorry, it's a little difficult working through my camera screen and it's just a little weird trying to get used to the view of looking through the screen. Alright. Alright, so that one came undone by itself. Alright, so just, every now and again you want to take it and push it down. Okay. So, come on you. There we go. And, while you're doing this, if your wire breaks, it's not the end of the world. You can always, just restart the weave from where the wire broke at. It's not a difficult process. If my wire just so happens to break on this one, I will show you. Okay, so sorry about that. I had to take a look at it to make sure everything was going right, because like I said, it's just a little awkward looking through the camera screen while doing the work. Alright, so yeah, this part gets a little boring, a little tedious, but so like I said, the tediousness of it is worth it for the finished product in the end, because it's, again, a really nice weave to add to your piece. Okay, so, and then, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing in this video, but if you want to fast forward through it and get to the parts that you need, it won't hurt my feelings. This process is probably going to take me at least 25-30 minutes. So okay, and as you can see, we are coming out with a pretty nice figure 8 weave right here. Okay, it's following the center and everything, and this is what we should look like on the inside of it. Should look just like an 8 all the way down. Okay, hence the figure 8. Alright, so just going to continue on with it. Got another little kink, hold on. Okay. So, just weaving away. got a kink. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright. I'm going the wrong way. Okay. There we go. Back on track. Alright, I'm trying my hardest to keep this all in frame. Sometimes my camera just likes to go a little wonkers and kick things out of frame. Okay. So yeah, it's a bit of a excruciating process. Well, like I said, if you want to fast forward through it to the parts that you need, then that's okay with me. So if I could sing, I'd serenade y'all with a song, but we'd probably hear dogs howling and stuff if I tried. So, you know, a little bit about me. You know, I started wire wrapping about 3.5 years ago, and it was pretty much out of pure boredom, because when I first moved to Arizona, I really didn't have, you know, I didn't have nothing out here. I didn't have no friends, no family, no nothing. Came out here because I wanted to leave Louisiana, and you know, I was sitting in my very first apartment out here one night, really bored and everything, and just started trying to really just started looking for something to do. a hobby or something like that, and came across wire wrapping, and I was like, I saw some stuff on Pinterest, and I was like, I bet I can do that. And throughout the years, I've made some pretty cool stuff, and it's a hobby that I absolutely enjoy doing because it's kind of therapeutic and also kind of stressful because sometimes things just don't go the way you want them to. So okay. Alright, so um, and I'm gonna be honest, I never ever thought I would be doing this part of of it, the teaching aspect of it. I'm still blown away by the amount of reactions and stuff that I get to my pieces, and I just, thank you. And then this is how this is how we should be looking right about here. As you can see, we're following that groove right there down the middle. Okay, and still have our 8 going just like we want it. Yeah, I find it easier to do this way than to try and shape out the bale and weave it flat and everything. But if that's, if you find it easier that way, then by all means. But this is just my preferred method of it because it helps keep everything nice and in order. And whatnot. And like I said earlier, you don't have to stick with this, with wrapping it around just twice like I'm doing. You can do it once, you can do it 3 times, you can do it 8 times if you'd like. It's just up to you and your imagination. The only thing that would be different is the more you wrap on the sides right here, just the bigger the gap would be between your wires. So we're about to come to that critical point where we're going to start going over the top right here. And as you can tell, everything has been pretty simple for me going from the bottom up. Now like I said, once we cross over that top, things will start getting a little bit more difficult. And your wire will start wanting to slide down, and you have to start really watching to control the make sure it doesn't slip, and increase the gap. Okay. And sometimes you might just have to grab your pliers and kind of just sneak it in there and grab that wire to where you can finish up the weave. You kind of have like a cobra head thing going right there. I've done these bale weaves with seamless style. As most of y'all know, I do a lot of seamless work. And I used that seamless bale on one of my UFO pendants, and it really made a difference with that pendant. I no longer have that one. I forgot where it went off to, but it had sold. Sold a while back, and now I've used one of these bales before on one of my other double-sided pendant style, and the result just was really nice on that one. Alright, so now we're at the top. Okay, so this is where it comes in. This is where the point where you really want to start watching how the weave is going along, because it can get out of hand really quick. You just want to keep on. You want to keep doing the same motion. Okay. So see how whenever you pull it, it separates like this? This is what you want to watch out for. Because if you don't watch out for that, then you're going to end up with that as a gap before you know it. You know, you're just going to continue, you know. So you just want to pay attention to make sure. And yeah, I know that was a little extreme, but you know, you could end up with the gaps that you don't want. So I just hold the hold on, another kink. Yeah, the kinks are what you really want to watch out for, because like I said, they'll cause your wire to break. Okay, So what I do is, as I'm weaving it, I will hold the wire at the end. I'll hold it down tight against the other weave while I'm pulling that through. Okay, so alright, so now just continue on. And you know, it's alright, so just you know, like I said, just make sure you're holding your wires to where they're nice and tight against each other, because you don't want them to separate to the point where you can't push them back up. Okay. Now this isn't my normal working speed. I usually do these a lot faster, but since I'm showing y'all how to do it, I'm working a little bit slower than what I normally do. And another kink. Okay. So, and then I'm just going to continue. So, and this is the process we're going to continue on with throughout the rest of this